large destructive tornado is bearing down on two neighbors just to the southeast of Louisville, Kentucky. Local TV station WAVE Channel 3 takes the unprecedented step of breaking into NBC Nightly News.
Okay, here is the deal. We've had a tornado touch down, semi-blown off Interstate 65. We've now had a report of debris in the sky. Tornado going across extreme northern Bullitt County.
Patrolman David Reed was on duty in the Pioneer Village community.
As soon as it popped over the hill, there was no mistake. It was definitely a tornado. Everything was flying. You could see what looked like tops of houses. I'm sure it wasn't. It just looked like it. But there was a lot of debris everywhere.
The calls start to flood into the Bullitt County 911 center.
I'm in Pioneer Village. We have total mass destruction up here.
Advise you have just damage to houses or houses down?
Houses damaged, unable to locate any injured at this time.
The tornado was on the ground for over 10 minutes, at one stage with winds as fierce as 220 miles an hour, an F4 on the Fujita scale. First, it touched down in Brooks, Kentucky, then swept across Interstate 65, knocking over tractor trailers before plowing through the communities of Hillview, Pioneer Village, and Mount Washington. Emergency crews rushed to the scene. They began a house-to-house search, fearing the worst.
I would look at the house and wonder, well, where was you at in that house that you were still alive? Some of the houses, there's nothing but foundations left, and people were in them and lived to it.
Friends and relatives began the frantic search for loved ones.
Chief, how many people was there? My wife and kids. How many kids? I had two. Okay. Two, my sister's wife and her kid. Okay. They're either going to be at the church, at the fire department, or North Bullitt High School. Okay. Everybody that's not injured is going to North Bullitt High School.
The scope of devastation was incredible. The tornado was 1/3 of a mile wide. Whole communities were destroyed in a matter of minutes. The view from above told the story.
When I got up in the air, I still just could not believe that the way everything was twisted, mangled, cars thrown everywhere, people's property scattered for blocks and blocks. You know, I still just could not believe it. Even though I witnessed it come through, I still could not believe it.
Residents got very little warning. Most people took cover when they saw the tornado approach. Taking into account the devastation, it was amazing that only 37 people were injured, and none of them seriously. Unbelievably, no one lost their life. Luckily, the storm had hit around dinner time and not during the night.
We heard the furniture flying around and hitting the walls, and we heard the roof being torn off the house, and the glass from the windows we could hear it crashing and flying around. It was really, really scary. Really scary.
It was just incredible. I mean, it's still today, it'll send chills down your spine if you sit down and think about the numbers of homes that were damaged, the devastation of the storm, and, you know, every home we went into, you're anticipating that you're going to find someone. And so we were very overwhelmed that no fatalities at all.
Since the tornado, the communities of northern Bullitt County have bounced back. The residents of Hillview, Mount Washington, and Pioneer Village intend to rebuild their homes and lives.
No. It may never come this way again. I could go down the road here a little bit and build a house. I would come right through there again.
The tornado and its aftermath have caused many to reflect on that night. John Belsky at WAVE is no exception.
Can't describe the feeling when I found out, you know, no fatalities, very few injuries. When you talk about over 1,000 homes damaged, a lot of them destroyed by it, gives you a good feeling right here. That's what it's all about. Hey, people were listening, people were paying attention. Good for them.
Tornadoes, though, do not always strike in daylight. This was the tragic case in Fort Smith, Arkansas on Sunday, April 21st. A twister ripped through the area just after 11 p.m. Residents received little warning as the storm hampered communication between the National Weather Service and local emergency management officials. 2 children were killed and at least 50 people were injured. Much of the damage was done in the historic downtown area.